That all set up. So let's just come to our mats. And if you're on Facebook, I did put a playlist in the description. So if you want to use it, you're welcome to. So come to your mat and find a comfortable seat. So you can just take a moment and kind of get settled. I like to move around on my sit bones, kind of rock a little bit back and forth. And then any little wiggles you want to get out, if you want to roll your head around. Stretch your arms up, so just some morning stretches. And then when you feel ready, settle into stillness. So eventually just sitting up really nice and tall, lengthening through your spine, lengthening through the back of your neck, drawing up through the crown of your head. Close your eyes and either rest your hands in your lap, bring your hands to your heart, or one hand to your heart space, one hand to your belly. So take these first couple moments to just become more present, more grounded, and just notice what's going on for you right here, right now. So notice the space you are in, the energy of it. Feel the ground underneath you. Notice sounds, maybe smells. And then notice what's going on inside. So inside your body, what's present, physical sensations. So sometimes I notice in the morning I slept a little bit funky and my neck feels a little weird or my shoulders feel a little off. So just anything physical that's there for you, anything energetically that you feel. So sometimes I just feel energetically a little bit sad, or sometimes I feel really happy or really open. So you don't have to label it, but just feel into it. And then emotions, what's present for you. So if you have never realized this, we do feel our emotions in our body. We experience them in our body. So start to notice more where you feel them and how they feel. And again, you don't have to label, just simply bringing awareness to sensation, to what's there. And then let's start to bring more awareness to our breath. So feel the expansion and contraction of your inhale and your exhale, just your natural breath. And then next time you breathe in, fill up as big as you possibly can. Hold at the very, very top in that fullness. And see if you can even sip in just a little bit more when you think you're full. And then exhale, big open mouth sigh, let it go. Do that 2 more times. So inhale, fill up. Hold. See if you can sit up taller and just take up more space energetically. When you're ready, big audible exhale, sigh it out. And then one more time. So biggest inhalation you've taken all morning long. Just wake your body up with this breath. Feel this life force energy inside of you, all the little spaces. And then when you're ready, big open mouth sigh, let it go. Start to bring in your Ujjayi breath. So start to cultivate your Ujjayi breath whenever you're ready. So big, expansive, spacious inhales and long, strong exhales all the way to empty. And see if you can start to create that whisper noise or that oceanic sound with your breath. So you can stay just in your seated meditation for as long as you would like, connecting to your breath, finding a rhythm to your breath. When you are ready to add movement, go ahead and take your breath with you. Come forward to your hands and your knees, tabletop position. So please no rush at all, but when you are ready to join me on hands and knees, you'll just start intuitive movement. So any way you want to move, anything that feels good. And for some reason, I know that it makes people uncomfortable to move intuitively. It's just like something that our culture has done. So get out of your head, get out of that place inside of you or in your mind really that judges how you look or if you're doing it right or if you look weird, and try to just feel into your body. So close your eyes and even think of, you know how we do ugly crying? Think of ugly moving. So do not worry how you look. Just focus on what feels good. Focus on all the different ways in which you can explore the movement of your spine, your shoulders, your hips, your wrists, your neck, maybe even your legs or your ankles. So absolutely no right or wrong here. We're just bringing more awareness into our own bodies and noticing this morning, how do we feel? How do our bodies feel? What's going on inside? So I love starting my practice like this these days. I think it's so nice to just kind of take an inventory. Notice what feels good, what feels tight. Every single time we come to our mats, our bodies are different. So we're bringing awareness to that. I'm going to say give yourself about 3 or 4 more breaths. Just exploring. And then when you feel ready to move on, we will eventually meet back in downward facing dog. So get there in your own time, and you can even transition in your own way. And then as you move back to down dog, take some time to explore it. So set yourself up very intentionally. Hands at least shoulder width distance apart. Spread your fingers wide. Really think of lengthening from your fingertips up to your sit bones. So how much length can you create there? And then rather than just sinking into your shoulder joints, can you find strength in your shoulders? So think of plugging your shoulders into the sockets, rotating them externally, so out away from your ears. But then at the same time, can you keep pressing into your thumbs and your index fingers so your arms feel really strong, your shoulders feel really integrated, so you're not just, again, sinking into it and hyperextending. So just play with that. And then can you find strength in your core? So like I always say, imagine there's an invisible rope attached to your belly button. It's literally pulling up towards the ceiling, tugging towards the back of the room that you are in. You can also imagine there's a little seat belt fastened around your waist and it's lifting up towards the sky. So just try to find that lift coming from your center. It'll make it easier. It'll take some weight out of your arms so it doesn't feel like all of your weight is just moving down into your wrists and your hands. If it feels good, maybe you pedal out your heels. Maybe you shift your hips from side to side, shake your head yes or no, and then reconnect with your breath. So make sure your breath is still there. It's still big and spacious, still expansive. It's still supporting you. So in your downward facing dog this morning, how do you feel? How does your body feel? Check in, tune in. Take one more big inhale into your dog pose. And then exhale, gaze to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. Once you have arrived, we're going to go straight into our halfway lift. So inhale, lengthen your spine. Pause here today, bring a bend into your knees, and imagine you're trying to really stick your butt out behind you. Now as you stick your butt out, reach the top of your head forward. So back of your neck is nice and long. You're not gazing forward, you're looking down at the ground. Now see if you can lift your shoulders up towards the ceiling and roll them down away from your ears so you feel your back muscles hugging around your spine. If it's helpful, you can even reach your arms out to the right and left or bring your arms to cactus and think of pressing your arms up as you press your chest down. So back muscles squeeze, there's strength there. Now notice your belly. If you let go through your belly, draw your belly button in and up so there's a little tone. You can stay here or see if you can straighten your legs now without losing that strength in your back body or that connection to your center. So think of lifting your sit bones up and pressing the tops of your thighs back. Weight is slightly forward in your feet. Take one more big inhale. How much length can you create? Exhale, release, let it go. Do that one more time. Inhale, halfway lift. So find all of that just in this one big inhalation. Exhale, fold. And then this time, come through your halfway lift. Continue to rise So unhinge at your hips, rise all the way up. Stretch your arms to the sky, inhale. Exhale, hands to your heart center. All right, flowing with our breath. Inhale, high mountain stretch. Exhale, lead with your heart, slow swan dive. So take your time, traction out your spine. Inhale, lift up halfway. Feel the strength in your back body, the connection to your center. Bend your knees if you need to. Exhale, release, bow in. From the press of your feet, heart leads, take it all the way up. Inhale, stretch your arms up, maybe gaze up. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's do one more round like that. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, ride your breath down. So nice and easy. You can think of sticking your butt out behind you. Keep the weight forward in your feet as you dive. Inhale, lift up halfway. So create length, create space, traction out your spine. Exhale, fold. Press into your feet, engage your core, heart leads all the way up. Inhale, big full body stretch. Exhale, hands to heart. Let's stretch our side bodies now. Inhale, high mountain, reach up. Exhale, just bring your right hand to your right hip. Push your hips over to the left, and then upper body reaches over to the right. So bring more weight into your left foot, and then breathe down your left side. Move your hips further to the left, and then reach, reach, reach to the right. How much length can you create in your left side? See if you can pull your left shoulder just ever so slightly back and down, and maybe take your gaze slightly up. Take one more big deep breath. Inhale, come back to high mountain. So reach up, realign. Exhale, left hand to your left hip. Push your hips to the right. Upper body reaches to the left. So crescent moon shape with your body. More weight in your right foot. Breathe down your right side. So the space in between your right ribs, see if you can increase that space with your breath. Your right waistline, see if you can lengthen it with your breath. Maybe take your gaze slightly up as you draw your right shoulder back and down. Can you take one more round and reach just a tiny bit further? So find more space on the inside. Inhale, come back to center, both arms to the sky. Exhale, bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. So getting into our shoulders, roll your shoulders back and down, hug shoulder blades towards your spine. If you want more intensity, press your palms together like they're suction cupped, and then imagine your elbows are magnetized. So bend your elbows and then try to squeeze them closer to each other so that your elbow tip should point straight back behind you. Now, if you can, start to lift your hands back away from your body and then possibly create a little back bend. So lift your heart up first and then knuckles reach down. You can press your hips gently forward, but hug in with your inner thighs like you're squeezing an invisible block. That should keep the tone in your lowest, deepest abdominals to support your low back. Take one more big inhale, breathe into the front of your heart. Now keep your hands clasped, exhale, take it all the way down, forward fold. Pause here, bring your feet out to the width of your mat or maybe even off of your mat. So you're in this very slightly wide-legged forward fold. We're gonna hang out for about 3 breaths. So let your neck relax. If it's helpful, bend your knees more. So head is heavy. You can shake your head yes or no. See if you can lift higher through your sit bones, through your butt, and then reach your knuckles towards the sky. I let go of pressing my palms together here sometimes because it's just a little bit easier for me to get into my shoulders. So whatever works best for you, just find your edge and then soften into it, breathe into it. Let's take one more full round of breath. See if you can lift your knuckles just a little higher. And then exhale, hands to your low back. Release your clasp, let your fingertips come to the ground, and then heel toe your feet in. So they're either hips width distance apart or big toes touch, whatever you prefer. Next time you inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow. This time plant your hands and step back to your plank position. So top of a push-up. Take a moment to really find your strength. So spread your fingers, push the ground away with your hands, draw your belly button in and up. And then if you want to come to your knees at any time, please feel free. Take a big inhale. See if you can rock forward to your tippy toes. Exhale. Keep that lower halfway down. So try to keep your elbows right over your wrists. Inhale, press back up, high plank. Do that again. Exhale, little rock forward, lower halfway. Strong arms, strong belly. Don't let your shoulders roll forward. Inhale, press back up. And then exhale. This time we're going to take it all the way down. So think one strong straight line. Chest hits before your belly. And then a baby cobra. So untuck your toes. Press down through your shoelaces. Press down through your pelvis. Lift your heart. Roll your shoulders back and down. Elbow tips point straight back behind you. With your hands, rather than pushing down, pull back. So like you want to drag your body forward, and you should feel more length come into your front body, more opening. Now see if you can keep all of that. So keep your feet down, your shoelaces pressing, your pelvis heavy. Now float your hands up, reach your hands back towards your heels. If you would like, option to interlace your fingers. So wherever you're at, just feel that strength in your back body. Lift through your chest. Breathe down into your belly. Take one more big inhale. See if you can lift just a little bit higher. Exhale, let it go. Let's take Spider-Man Cobra, my favy. So hands out wide, lift to your fingertips, elbows face the sky. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, twist to the right and dip your left shoulder down. Inhale, come back to center, lift your heart. Exhale, twist to the left, dip your right shoulder down. Inhale, back to center. Go once more to each side with your own breath at your own pace. Just feel that mobility in your shoulder girdle, down through your spine, maybe even into your hips. Eventually, your inhale will bring you back to center, so heart lifts, belly tones. Exhale, let it go. And then however you want to get there, just do it intentionally with awareness, downward facing dog. All right, we've got about 5 breaths in our dog pose. So strong arms, strong shoulders, lift through your belly button. You can either work your legs towards straight or keep a bend in your knees if that feels better to you. If you would like, option to turn up the volume, take it into a turbo dog. So bend your elbows a lot and then squeeze them in towards each other. So it's almost like you're in dolphin pose, but your forearms are hovering above the ground. Everyone soften your face, unclench your jaw, check in with your breath. Make sure your spine is still nice and long, your sit bones are still lifting really, really high. So just feel, perhaps close your eyes, feel from the inside, feel the energy within your body, within this posture. Take one more inhale, fill up. Exhale, look to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or float, forward fold. With your inhalation, find your halfway lift. Exhale, bow, refold. Root through your feet, rise all the way up, heart guides. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, hands to heart center. All right, inhale, take your arms to the sky. And this time, just exhale, cactus your arms, lift and open your heart. Inhale, re-extend, reach up. And exhale, slow dive down, forward fold. So nice and easy. Inhale, lift up halfway, lengthen. Exhale, plant your hands, step back to plank, vinyasa your way. So you can take as much time as you want, add some push-ups, take it on your knees, skip it all together, substitute cat-cows, anything you want, just move with your breath, move with awareness, and we will meet back in downward facing dog. All right, friends. From your dog pose, next inhale, right leg to the sky. So lengthen, press up with your right foot. You can bend. Sometimes I think it's helpful to bend your left knee a little bit more. Lift up to your left tiptoes, and then lift your left sit bone really, really high. And then as you do that, see if you can extend your right leg a little bit more, make it straighter, stronger, more powerful. Keep your hips square, your inner thighs face each other, and just feel the strength in your right leg. See if you can work it, make it stronger and more powerful. Imagine you're trying to karate kick the air with your right foot. Take one more big inhale, and then exhale, right knee to your nose. So keep your hips really, really high as you curl in. Stay here, breathe in, push the ground away, and then as soft as possible, right foot steps forward, low lunge, and then in your own time, rise up to your high crescent lunge. So front knee over front ankle, high on the ball of your back foot. Square off your hips, so maybe right hip pulls slightly back, left hip slightly forward. Tone your low belly. Lift your chest and reach through your fingers. So weight is nice and centered. Find your breath here. Find a softness around the pose. All right, let's take one more big inhale. And as you exhale, right hand to your right hip, side body stretch. So upper body reaches up and over to the right. Try to keep your hips nice and square. Right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Squeeze your inner thighs. Pull your left shoulder back and down, and maybe just slightly gaze up. So turn your gaze to look up at the sky. Breathe down your left side. Feel that stretch all the way down into your hip flexors, the front of your left thigh. Take one more big deep breath. Reach a little further. Inhale, come back to crescent lunge. Reach up. And then exhale. Bring your hands to the ground on the inside of your right foot. And then crawl your hands all the way over to the left side of your mat. Parallel your feet. Straighten out your legs. So now we're in our wide-legged forward fold. Inhale to a halfway lift position. Pause here, bend your knees, and imagine you're really trying to stick your butt way out behind you. Now, see if you can reach your arms out to the right and left, or cactus arms. Press your chest down and your arms up. Feel your back muscles squeeze around your spine. Draw your belly button in and up. Now see if you can straighten your legs without losing the length in your spine and the strength in your back body. So press the tops of your thighs back. Lift your sit bones. Broaden your sit bones. Take one more big inhale. Back of your neck is long. Face is soft. Exhale, release. Let it go. So wide-legged forward fold. We'll be here for about 4 rounds. You can take it anywhere you want. So you're welcome to explore with movement. You're welcome to just be still. Listen to your breath and feel the movement of your breath within you. Big, spacious inhales, long, strong exhales all the way to empty. Nice job, you guys. Nice headstand, Cam. Take 1 or 2 more rounds. If you do happen to be upside down, start to bring your feet back to the earth. And then listen, inhale to a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. And then crawl your hands. So fingertips just on the ground. Crawl your hands all the way up to the top of your yoga mat. You're back in a low lunge position. Root down into your right foot. And then lift your left leg up, standing splits. I rarely teach a class without this pose in it, so hopefully you guys are getting really good. You can take it wherever you would like. Maybe you stay where you're at. Just think of it as a one-legged forward fold. Maybe you wrap your right arm behind your right leg. Maybe you plant your palms and play around with some handstand hops. So push the ground away with your hands, gaze slightly forward, lift your right tiptoes, bend your right knee, use your right leg as a little springboard. Left leg stays straight and strong as you hop. Take about 2 more rounds wherever you've chosen to go. One last inhale, lift your left leg a little higher, maybe take one last hop. Exhale, bring your left foot down next to your right foot, so big toes touch. And then tuck and curl. Little tiny potato bug ball, butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. You can keep your hands down to help with balance, or option to wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins. So give yourself a big squeeze, and as you exhale, see if you can get even smaller, curl into yourself, find your very, very center, that deepest part of you. With each inhale, breathe into your back body, your back ribs. Stretch out the space in between your ribs. Let's take one more deep breath. And then inhale, heels on the ground, spine parallel to the earth, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet. Rise all the way up to stand. Inhale, stretch your arms to the sky. Now pause here, root into your right foot and float your left knee up into space, standing staff. So find your balance here. Hug in with your inner thighs, flex your left toes. We're going to slowly transition into airplane. So start by just bringing your left heel to your left butt cheek. So knee faces down, left heel to left butt cheek. And then slowly begin to hinge at your hips. Swing your arms back and then extend your left leg back and press up through your foot. So think of a smiley face shape from the top of your head back to your toes or back to your heel. Back muscles hug around your spine. Low abdominals are toned, so draw navel in and up. Take one more full round of breath. See if you can land in crescent lunge. So ever so softly, left toes to the back of your mat. Arms reach up. Breathe in, gaze up. Exhale, hands come down. Now press into your hands, 3-legged dog, right leg to the sky, lengthen. You can go straight to your down dog or exhale, come forward, plank to chaturanga, your variation. So 3-legged, regular plank modified, up to you. Inhale, lift your heart. Feel free to take an extra breath or two if you want. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. So take a moment, come back to your breath, come back to your body, come back to right here, right now. I know it's so much harder when you're at home by yourself to stay present and to stay motivated. It's easy to get distracted. Just be okay with that. Be compassionate with yourself. Accept that. That's completely normal for everybody. But just over and over again, remind yourself to stay here, to be present, to be with your body, with your breath. So even if you have to come back 1,000 times during this class, that's okay. We're just practicing, we're learning, we're training basically our minds like muscles to stay present. Next time you inhale, left leg to the sky. So hips square, inner thighs face each other. Press down through your hands. Lift through your right butt cheek, your right sit bone. So I'm on my right tiptoes, so my right leg is really strong and active. Sometimes people press their right heel to the ground and just kind of collapse into their right leg. That's not wrong, but most of the time, you're just sinking into your tendons and ligaments. So So make sure there's energy in your right leg, and then your left leg can get even stronger and more powerful. Maybe straighten it more, maybe lift it higher. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, left knee to your nose. So scoop out your belly, round your spine. Stay here as you breathe in. See if you can lift your left shin a little bit higher, round your back a little bit more. And then exhale, left foot steps through. Crescent lunge when you're ready. Front knee over front ankle. High on the ball of your back foot. Hips square. Tone your belly, lift your heart, reach through your fingertips. So weight should feel nice and centered, strong through both of your legs. Feel your breath, feel your body, feel the energy within you. Take one more inhale. Exhale, left hand to your left hip, and then you can use that for support as you reach your right arm up and then over to the left, side body stretch. Breathe down your right side. So think of creating the longest line of energy from your right fingertips all the way back to your right toes. Feel that stretch in the front of your right hip, those hip flexor muscles, your iliopsoas. Breathe into it. Soften around the sensation. See if you can reach just a little bit further. Take one more breath. Inhale, come back up to your crescent. And then exhale, hands to the inside of your left foot. Crawl your hands all the way over to the right side of your yoga mat for your wide-legged forward fold. Feet are parallel. Inhale, halfway lift. One more time, bend your knees and really stick your butt out behind you. Keep your spine long, reach your arms out to the right and left, palms face down, or cactus with your palms face down. Press your arms up, and imagine as you press your arms up towards the ceiling, you're trying to press your chest down towards the ground. So you should feel your back muscles squeeze around your spine. Keep the length in your spine and option to straighten your legs. So think of lifting your sit bones up, press the top of your thighs back. Take one more big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Wide-legged forward fold, anywhere you want to take it. So explore with movement. And since you're at home, you can get really creative. Maybe you even play with handstand hops from this position. Maybe you play with heel lifts. So heel lifts would just be planting your hands under your shoulders and then lifting up to your tiptoes. Try to make that lift come from your belly rather than just your legs. You want to feel your core engaging, your waistline lifting, and push the ground away. So that's going to set you up to someday either hop or press up into handstand. Anywhere you want to take it. About 3 more breaths. If you're taking heel lifts and you want to play with a little hop, bend your knees when you're on your tiptoes and hop it up. Good job, you guys. Nice. I love it. Nice, Christine. All right, and then if you happen to have your feet off the ground, slowly bring them back to the earth. Good job. Next time you inhale, find your halfway lift. Fingertips on the ground, and then crawl your hands to the top of your mat. Rotate your toes back to face forward, so back to your lunge. Root into your left foot, right leg floats up, standing splits. So really press down through your left foot as you reach up through your right toes, wherever you want to go with this. So maybe left arm wraps, maybe your fingertips stay on the ground, your one-legged forward fold. Maybe you play with more hops here. So your exploration of this posture, if you wanted to take some Shiva squats, you could. So lots of options. If you wanted to open it up into a half moon, go for it. So your practice, go where your body calls you to go. Whatever will best serve you. And if you don't know what that is, then just explore. Maybe you find stillness and just breathe. Good job, my friends. Take one more inhale or one last little hop. See if you can lift your right leg higher. Exhale, right foot comes down next to left, big toes touch. Tuck and curl your little tiny potato bug ball. So butt towards the ground, nose towards your knees. You can either keep your hands down to help with balance, wrap your arms around the fronts of your shins, or if you want to keep your hands down but you still want to give yourself that big squeeze, you can cross your wrists out in front of your body and then just squeeze your arms into your legs. You can even play with squeezing your arms into your legs and then pressing your legs out into your arms. So there's some isometric holding or isometric movement, just working the stability in your body. Take one last breath. And then with your inhale, find your halfway lift position. Lengthen. Exhale, let it go. Fold. Root through your feet. Let's take it up. Inhale to reach your arms up, high mountain. Now pause. Left foot is your base. Right knee floats up. So standing staff, right knee lifts. Flex your toes. Hug in with your inner thighs. Find your balance here. And then we'll move into our airplane slowly. So right heel towards your right glute first. And then hinge at your hips, reach your arms back, and start to extend your right leg back and slightly up, that smiley face position. Keep lots of strength in your back leg, active through your back foot. Back muscles squeeze around your spine, hips are square. Back of your neck is long. Take one more round. Fullest expression. Inhale, crescent lunge. So land softly, reach your arms up, gaze up. Exhale, hands come down. Three-legged down dog, left leg to the sky. Breathe in, lengthen. Go straight to down dog or exhale, come forward, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift your heart. Feel free to take an extra breath or two if you want. And then when you're ready, downward facing dog. So take just a moment in your down dog. Breathe into it, move into it, stretch into it. Reconnect with your body. Reconnect with this moment. Let's take one more great big inhale. Exhale, gaze to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. With your in-breath, halfway lift. Exhale, bow, fold in. Root through your feet and take it up, all the way up. Inhale, reach. Exhale, hands to heart. And we're going to flow now, breath to movement. Here we go. Inhale, high mountain. With your exhale, work your back bend, cactus your arms, tone your low belly, lift your heart. Inhale, realign, reach up. Exhale, heart guides you down all the way, forward fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. And then exhale, plant your hands, step or hop back, Chaturanga, slowly lower. Inhale, heart lifts. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. Great big huge breaths. Inhale your right leg to the sky. Like you're stepping over something. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise, strong through your legs. Exhale, right hand to right hip, reach to the right. Side body stretch. Inhale, back to center, crescent. Exhale, bring your hands down to the inside of your right foot and crawl your hands over to the left side of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Reach your arms out to the right and left or cactus. Exhale, bow, fold in. Inhale, halfway lift, this time fingertips on the ground. And exhale, crawl your hands to the top of your mat, rotate your toes forward, back to your low lunge. Inhale, standing splits, left leg floats, spread your toes. Exhale, tuck and curl, little tiny potato bug ball, get as small as you can, empty out in your breath. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Now root through your feet, rise up. Inhale, take your arms to the sky and lift your left knee up, standing staff. Exhale, airplane pose, so slow transition through airplane. Hit the pose, and then inhale, crescent lunge, land, arms to the sky, gaze up. Exhale, hands to the earth. Inhale, right leg reaches up, three-legged dog. Straight to down dog, or exhale, take your vinyasa, come forward, lower down. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, hips lift. Big inhale, left leg high. Use your core, exhale, left foot steps forward. Inhale, crescent lunge, rise. Keep your legs strong, exhale, side body stretch, left hand to left hip, reach to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands to the ground, wide-legged forward fold, so hands to the right side of your mat, parallel your feet. Halfway lift, arms reach out to the sides. Feel that strength in your back body. Exhale, fold, let it go, bow in. Inhale, halfway lift, fingertips down. And with your exhale, crawl your hands forward, rotate your toes forward. Inhale, standing splits, right leg reaches. Exhale, tuck and curl, get small, round, hollow out. Inhale, spinal extension, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet and take it all the way up. Inhale, arms reach, right knee lifts, standing staff. Exhale, move through airplane, so right leg back, arms back. Keep a little lift in your heart. With your inhale, soft landing, crescent lunge. Arms to the sky, gaze up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Inhale, three-legged dog, left leg high. Exhale, come forward, chaturanga. Inhale, open your heart, roll your shoulders back and down, tone your belly. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a moment, breathe, maybe a couple exhales out your mouth. We're gonna go through that sequence one more time. I'm gonna add a couple of things. So like you always do, just pay attention and stay present. Take one more big inhalation into your dog pose. Exhale, look to the top of your mat, step, tiptoe, or hop, forward fold. With your in-breath, find your halfway lift. Exhale, let it go. Root through your feet, rise to stand. Inhale, high mountain, stretch, open up through the front of your hips. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale, high mountain. Exhale, cactus your arms, maybe close your eyes, let your heart feel nice and open, exposed. Inhale, re-extend. Exhale, slow dive, take it down. Halfway lift, breathe in. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, keep that exhale going, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. And exhale, lift your hips, down dog. All right, listen here. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, right knee, left elbow. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, right knee, right armpit. So get nice and high on your arm, maybe even add a little push-up. Inhale, three-legged dog. And exhale, knee to your nose, scoop out your belly, step your right foot through. Inhale, crescent lunge, strong legs, rise up. Exhale, side body stretch, right hand to right hip, reach to the right. Inhale, back to center, realign. Exhale, bring your hands to the ground and crawl them all the way over to the left side of your mat. Parallel your feet, straighten your legs. Halfway lift. Inhale, reach out to the sides. Exhale, fold. So belly button draws in and up, crown of your head to the ground. Inhale, halfway lift, keep your fingertips down. Exhale, walk your hands forward, rotate your toes forward. Inhale, standing split. Spread your left toes, reach high. Exhale, tuck and curl your little tiny ball, get small. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Root through your feet, let's take it up. Inhale, arms reach, left knee floats. Exhale, move through airplane. Inhale, soft landing, crescent lunge, gaze up. Exhale, hands to the ground. Now listen, inhale, three-legged dog, right leg to the sky. Pause here, open up your right hip, bend your right knee, squeeze your outer right butt cheek. This is a great place to stay. Option to flip your dog if you would like. Right toes come down behind you, right arm reaches forward, lift your heart, lift your hips, breathe down into your belly. Wherever you're at, everyone take one more full round. End of your exhale, come back to your regular downward facing dog. Walk it out. So you can keep walking it out for a couple more breaths, or next inhale, rock forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga, lower down. Inhale, lift your hearts. Exhale, everybody, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high. Now listen, exhale, left knee, right elbow. Use your obliques, draw navel to spine. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, left to left, as high as you can get on your left arm. Add the push-up if you want it. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to your nose, and then softly left foot steps forward. Inhale, crescent rise. Exhale, side body stretch. So left hand to left hip, reach to the left. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hands to the ground. Crawl your hands to the right side of your mat. Set up for your wide-legged fold. Inhale, halfway lift, arms out to the sides, back muscles strong. Exhale, let it go. Belly button in and up, crown of your head to the ground. Work your fold. Inhale, come back to your halfway lift, this time fingertips down. Exhale, crawl your hands forward, rotate your toes forward. Inhale, standing splits, right leg lifts. Exhale, little potato bug ball. Empty all the way out. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, spine parallel to the ground. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise. Take it all the way up, reach up, float your right knee up. Exhale, airplane. So move through your airplane, hit it for just a second, and then inhale, land in crescent. Arms reach, gaze up. Exhale, hands come down. Three-legged dog, left leg high. Now pause here. Open up your left hip, bend your left knee, squeeze your outer left glutes. Wonderful place to stay. This is such a nice stretch for your hip and your groin. Option to flip your dog if you'd like to take the back bend. So left foot comes down behind you, left arm reaches forward, lift through your heart, lift through your hips, breathe into your belly. Wherever you're at, give it one more round. Good work. Come back to down dog. So everybody, downward facing dog. Walk it out for a moment. You can stay here or inhale, rock forward, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. So everyone's in down dog now. Listen here. You're gonna crawl your hands to the back of your mat. So you come into your feet, you're in a forward fold. And then bring your big toes to touch. Tuck and curl, little tiny potato bug ball. So this is your modification. You can stay here, or we're gonna move into toe stand. So think of squeezing your inner thighs together really a lot. And then knees point forward. See if you can lift your hands up to your heart. Try not to let your heels move out to the sides. Hug them in towards midline. So the key here is hugging towards midline. Breathe. Soften your face. Unclench your jaw. Take about 3 more breaths. If you want to get really crazy, try closing your eyes. Good job. Now listen, bring your hands to the ground, so fingertips down, and then set your knees down in front of you. We're gonna stick with this, screaming toe pose, so toes are still tucked under. Sit your hips back onto your heels, and again, bring your hands to heart center. Breathe. Don't let your heels shoot out to the side. Squeeze in towards midline. Keep hugging in with your inner thighs. Lengthen through your spine, lengthen through the back of your neck, soften your face. As that heat builds in the soles of your feet, send your breath there. It is only temporary. I promise it won't last forever. Just 3 more breaths. You can do anything for 3 breaths. Visualize energy flowing through the soles of your feet. Softening the muscles, the fascia, the soft tissue. Let's take just one last round. And then come forward to a tabletop position. So hands to the ground, walk them forward a little bit, untuck your toes, and just tap the tops of your feet gently against the ground. Should feel really nice. Now, child's pose, sit back. So knees together, knees wide, hips to your heels, forehead to your mat. If you'd rather take hero's pose, just a seated kneeling position, that's fine. We just want to untuck our toes now. Come back to your Ujjayi breath. And then in your next couple of breaths, find your way to downward facing dog. Notice as you do move into your down dog, the new awareness you've created in your feet and in your toes. The new space you've created, the muscles you're awakening. All right, my friends, from down dog, inhale, right leg to the sky. Exhale, pigeon pose. Bring your right shin forward. Set your body down gently. So you can take your regular pigeon or your variation of pigeon. I'm going to give you a different option today if you want it. So no big deal if you don't. So option to sit over onto your right butt cheek. So kind of let your hips, not kind of, completely let your hips open. And then you're going to bring your right shin parallel to the front edge of your mat. Left shin parallel to the left edge of your mat. So you have 2 90-degree angles in your legs. Your legs are kind of making a little pinwheel shape. Sit up nice and tall and turn your heart to face towards your front foot. Take a big inhale, and if this is as far as you want to go, perfectly fine. Otherwise, exhale, reach your heart towards your right toe. So you're hinging at your hips, reaching. When you've gone as far as you can go, you can let your neck relax, your upper back round. If it's available to you, option to bring your right elbow to the sole of your right foot, and then hands to prayer. Push your palms together, and you can use that to leverage a twist in your spine and a deeper stretch in your right hip. If you don't like this variation, you want to take a different one, totally fine with me. Breathe. So it's just a different way to work into our right hip and a little bit of a different area that we're working with. Wherever you've chosen to go, take about 5 more breaths. Last couple of rounds. If you'd like, exhale out your mouth. If you are in regular pigeon, start to lift your upper body and then meet us in this kind of pinwheel shape. So you don't have to get into this exact pose, but just sit over onto your right sit bone is all I'm saying. And then everybody, so if you were in that funky pigeon with me, lift your upper body, and everybody swing both legs around in front of you. So you're in a seat. Give your legs a nice little shake out. And we're just going to do a little bit of core. So start with your hands back behind you, and then lift your legs up. Little bend in your knees, squeeze through your inner thighs. Make sure you are balancing on your sit bones, not your tailbone. So it's easier to rock back onto your tailbone, but try to stay lifted on your sit bones. Hug in with your inner thighs. You can bring your arms out in front of you if you would like. Draw navel to spine. Try to roll your shoulders back and down. That's the hardest part for me. This pose I really struggle with. I just go straight into my hip flexor. So it's a constant practice, and that's okay. You can stay in your boat pose, or option to take low boat. So you're going to extend your legs forward, hover them about 12 inches above the ground, lower your upper body, and then draw your belly button down. So don't let your low back arch away from the earth. Press it down. Arms reach forward, inner thighs squeeze. If you want to get really crazy, see if you can reach your arms back behind you. This is a great practice or a great exercise if you're working with your handstand. Feel that engagement through your core. Draw navel to spine. Take one more full breath. Squeeze your inner thighs. And then inhale, we're going to come back up to our high boat. Cross your ankles. Rock forward, plant your hands, step back, or if you want, you can jump back, move through your vinyasa. We'll see you back in down dog. Might feel nice to take an extra breath in your back bend. Cobra or up dog. And then downward facing dog when you're ready. Big deep breaths. Inhale your left leg to the sky. Exhale, left shin forward, pigeon pose. So regular pigeon is perfect. Maybe that feels like it will give you a better stretch, more what you're looking for. Or just like we did on the other side, sit over onto your left butt cheek. And then left shin parallel to the top edge of your mat, right shin parallel to the right edge of your mat. So 2 90-degree angles in your legs. I just call this box pigeon. So sit up tall, turn your heart to look toward your left foot, And then if sitting up tall is hard, maybe this is where you stay. Otherwise, hinge at your hips. Think of reaching your heart towards your left toe. And then if you want to add that twist, if it's available, this side is a lot tighter for me, so I don't think I'm going to take that twist. You can bring your left elbow to your left foot, sole of your left foot, hands to prayer, and press your palms, leverage your twist, leverage the stretch in your left hip. So wherever you are at, breathe. Take about 5 more of the biggest, deepest breaths you've taken all morning long. Last couple of rounds. Exhale out your mouth if you'd like. And then if you're in regular pigeon, lift up. Meet up with us in a seat. So sit over onto your left butt cheek. If you're in box pigeon, rise back up, lift your upper body, and then again, everybody swing your legs around in front of you, give them a nice little shake out, and this time we're going to take it all the way down onto our backs. So once you're on your back, take just a moment, hug your knees in, little rock from side to side. And then set up for bridge pose, feet on the ground with your knees bent. All 10 toes face forward, feet are about hips width distance apart, arms down by your sides. Exhale, pull your belly button down, scoop your tailbone up, and inhale, peel your spine 1 vertebra at a time off your yoga mat. Once you've gotten as high as you can, so hips are lifted, your ribs are lifted, and then see if you can lift your chest a little bit more by working your shoulders underneath you. Take it wherever you want. I'm going to give you an option. You can listen or you can just completely ignore and do your own thing. So robot arms, elbows bend, palms face each other, fingertips face up, and my shoulders are underneath me. So I've worked my shoulders underneath me. My elbows basically are as close as I can get them to my ribs or to the sides of my body. I'm going to lift, press into my feet, lift my hips, breathe in, and then as I exhale, I'm going to lower just my butt and create a little tunnel underneath my spine. Inhale, I'll lift my butt again, and then with my exhale, I'm going to lower just my butt. So up and down, lifting and lowering your butt, trying to create a bigger tunnel underneath the middle of your spine each time. Press down into the back of your head, the back of your arms. Lift your chest, lift your ribs, and feel the strength in your lower back and your mid back as you lower your butt down. Feel the mobility in your mid spine. It's the place in our spine that just kind of gets stuck or lost somewhere in translation. So upper back moves pretty easily, lower back moves pretty easily, but most of us, our mid back doesn't do much. So start to bring awareness into this space and start to build those muscles around your spine, start to build the mobility there. This will help with all of your back bends. It'll also help with your posture in your everyday life. Take about 3 more breaths or 3 more lifts and lowers. You guys are awesome. You're almost there. 1 last round. And then everybody meet in your bridge pose, hips lifted. Work your shoulders out from underneath you. Reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling. One last inhale. Exhale, one vertebra at a time. Set your spine back down on the ground. Ooh, that should feel really good. All right, tee out your arms or cactus your arms. Keep your knees bent, feet down, but just walk your feet out to the width of your mat. And then windshield wiper your knees from side to side. You can go at your own time and pace. So just back and forth. Keep your feet wide so that there's space in your low back. Feel the mobility in your hips. Feel your breath. And then next time your knees fall to the right, just keep them there for about 3 or 4 rounds. If you want to bring your outer right foot to the outside of your left knee, feel free. And then when you're ready, switch to the other side. So knees to the left and possibly outer left foot to the outside of your right knee. And you guys, please take as much time on this side as you want so you feel nice and even. When you're ready, come back to center and move into a happy baby pose. And then from your happy baby, no rush, take your time. I'm just giving you some places to go, some instruction on where to go. So happy baby, and then anything you want to do to complete your own practice for you. So any other poses, stretches, or movements you want to take. And as you take these final movements, I will share with you a reading. Of course, it's by Jeff Foster. It's called Ruby Slippers. There are no ordinary moments. We have always known this deep down, for we were young once, and we still are. We just pretended to be grown-ups, that's all. Life is still the cosmic adventure it always was. You are perfect exactly as you are. It is not the me that awakens. Awakening cannot enter the story, for it is beyond time and space and cannot be some kind of conclusion for a person. The awakening is from the mirage of me, with its myriad projects, its plans, its conclusions, its incessant seeking for more, and its never-ending holding up of the image, including the image of itself as some kind of Wizard of Oz, some superhuman, some hyper-awakened being sent down from heaven to save the mortals. For some, awakening is sudden. For many, it is gradual, over a lifetime. For all, it is timeless. And for all, the destination is the same. Kansas, source, presence, home. And the destination is the origin. And it all points to this moment exactly as it is right now. Stunningly ordinary, yet as vast as the universe, as rich and as full as the Ganges at sunrise, as precious as that look in your child's eye, so easily forgotten, so easily remembered. There is no place like home, the present moment. The Emerald City, however colorful and exciting, doesn't even come close to the intimacy and majesty of a single instant of being alive. Only empty promises live in that shining city of light and darkness. and the following of false prophets living and dying for profit. There is no place like home. Click your heels together 3 times and say it. Nothing to lose. So you are already home. Everything is exactly as it should be. You do not need to figure anything out. You do not need any answers now. You can simply just be in this moment and just rest. So if you're not already there, find your way into your Shavasana. And this is where I will leave you. So stay for as long as you'd like, as long as you can. Just resting, soaking in all the energy, all the efforts from our practice, and just feeling at home in your own body, with your breath, with whatever is right there with you. So when you're ready, you can close your practice for yourself in whatever way resonates for you. Thank you guys so much for joining me. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. I love you, and I hope to see you again soon. Namaste.